All right, everybody, you know what time it is. The Real Talk Sports Show is coming up right now. Bam! Welcome to the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm your host, Minister Jonathan Simmons. We thank God for all those of you who are watching and listening to us on various platforms here. And we, again, are very, very pleased to be back with you here on another Saturday morning version of the Real Talk Sports Show. Remember, you can follow us on social media, as you can see right there, at Real Talk Sports, the number 7. Or you also can go to our website, realtalksports.net. Remember, you can connect with me personally. Let me pop that up on the screen for those of you who are watching. You can check me out personally on social media at Minister J Sim. Always got to explain that. It's not J like Jay. It's the letter J followed by Simm. So it's Minister J Sim. That's who you can follow me on social media. And remember, the show is Real Talk Sports, the number 7. That's how you can check us all out. So again, we appreciate you for joining us. Now, a lot of people say, bro, you got kind of a provocative title today. Freaknik to football. Women play for real Atlanta. I'm just saying. And we're going to talk not too much about Freaknik because that's not really my pocket. But as we all have some skeletons in the closet. I'm sure many of those of you watching right now can give me all kind of stories about how you conducted or misconducted yourself during Freaknik, whichever time you went. Because they had it, I guess, in the 90s, and then they had a kind of redo in the 2000s. So I'm just saying, I'm not trying to put your business out in the street. And if you want to come on the show and talk to us, you can, but you got to keep it at the very minimum, R-rated. Really, I prefer PG rated because Saturday morning and we have, high school kids. And well, bottom line is keep it clean. I don't want to preach after bloop kind of attitude. I'm just saying. Big shout out to those of you who are watching on the replay. We're very, very pleased to you guys. You watching on demand. I know a lot of you watching on YouTube. A lot of you check us out also on the Roku channel. That's on Tiki Live. You go to Tiki Live, put in Phoenix Entertainment Group, and bam, you'll find the Real Talk Sports Show on demand. And also on YouTube. Now, YouTube page is a little different. We're on Real Talk Sports TV. So again, please follow and please subscribe because we are trying to reach the 1,000 subscribers, which is the magic number you need on YouTube in order for them to give you at least a few pennies for your hard work on the air. So we appreciate you going to our YouTube page, Real Talk Sports TV, and follow us right there, please. Well, as you expect, we are now in the springtime, and that means it's on and popping in like a multitude of sports. So baseball season has started. Football season technically has started because the guys have started practicing in March, and now most of the teams are having their spring games, and that's why I'm wearing. Let me see if you guys can see it. I'll see if I can drop it down so you guys can kind of see it what I'm wearing here. There it is. Georgia Tech. I'll get it right eventually. It's always hard when you kind of. There we go. Georgia Tech. I will be there at the spring game later on today. Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, and it kind of is deja vu all over again. Back when I first started doing this whole sports thing, when I really wasn't sure if I was going to stay in it or not, and there are times where I'm still not sure. But anyway, Georgia Tech was the first kind of major entity to give us a full-blown media credential. I sent my information in, and they said, "Okay, we're not familiar with you, not familiar with your station because we're primarily a gospel station." They said, "But we're going to give you a trial." And they said, "Try this game out, and we'll see how it goes from there." And the first game they gave me was Georgia Tech against Gardner Webb, that great football powerhouse. Well, they make a long story short, we've morphed from there to be able to cover the Jackets pretty much regularly over the last, I don't know, decade or so. Same thing with the Hawks over the last 7 or 8 years, the Falcons, and occasionally the Braves. Basically, we cover anything that has to do with sports here in the Metro Atlanta area. And we're excited that basically our start came with Georgia Tech. So we're going to go out there and take a look because it really is a brand new day for Georgia Tech. I believe, me personally, and we'll talk about this in our shows leading up to the season. But I think that Georgia Tech is going to make an impact in college football. I think they're going to be a team that at least gets to a bowl game, which means they have to be at least a 6-win team because they play 12 games. They have to win at least six. I think they're going to go to a bowl, and I think they may even shock people and win possibly as many as 8 games. I know it's kind of a stretch. And you're saying, Minister, what are you basing that on? Based on the fact that Brent Key is a guy that is a tech guy. He also spent time in Alabama, so he knows how to win. He knows the system under the Saban way of doing things, the Alabama way of doing things. And we know that Nick Saban knows how to set the template on how to play good football, but especially college football at the highest level. So the fact that Brent Key spent time with him there at Alabama, I think is going to have a huge impact on how he goes about his business. He's a well-liked coach. I don't want to go so far as say a player's coach because in college, it's a little bit different situation. But there's no question that the players really wanted him to come back and really, if you remember, before Georgia Tech made the decision, the players were all very vocal about, hey, this is our guy. Don't go outside the system. We want him back. And I think that what's going to happen is that having a guy that was already in the system and now having a full blown spring season where he can really kind of put his own stamp on this team, where his coaches can really mold them into the type of team they want. I think that that's going to be very critical because one thing about Georgia Tech I have seen for the most part here, good team or bad team, they always seem to find a way to have players that are willing to really put themselves on the line and give you 100% effort game in or game out, whether in fact they are a winning program or not. So look for more of that and then some as Georgia Tech now starts off under the Brent Key era, and look for them again to, like I said again, I think they're going to make some noise. I think they're going to make some noise because the ACC, the other thing too is the ACC is not what they used to be. Clemson was dominant. Florida State, going back, several years ago, were dominant teams, and they really kind of sucked all the air out of the ACC. Now, North Carolina has moved into the picture because they have a coach that has won a national championship in Mac Brown. So that's a team that you certainly have to reckon with. Syracuse, we saw last year, had a great run. They got at the one point into the top 15. They're a team that traditionally has had a good program. Boston College from time to time has a good program. So I don't want to make it seem like the ACC is like, basically Division 1A or Division 1 light. I'm not trying to say that. But I am saying it's not like Georgia Tech is playing in the SEC. It's not like Georgia Tech is playing in the Big Ten. Like I said again, you got 2 teams or 3 teams maybe in the ACC that would be nationally ranked teams. I'm talking about Syracuse. Excuse me, I'm talking about Clemson. I'm talking about Florida State and Syracuse. Miami may make some noise. They have a guy here that, matter of fact, I'm going to let you guys take a peek at this young man. I had a chance to interview him a couple of years ago when he was still a high schooler at Lowndes County here in Georgia, and now he plays for the U. And you guys take a look at this, and this is why Miami might be able to make some noise because this young man definitely is a big time player. I'm gonna see if I still have that video here. I used to have it in my archives. Here it is. It's Corey Brown. Came in and played a lot as a freshman last year for the University of Miami. And this is one of the reasons why Miami could be a formidable foe in the ACC for Georgia Tech.
All right, guys, we're here at the Corky Kell Classic getting things wrapped up, and this young man has been kind of almost the star of the show here, but he's going to introduce himself to you right now.
I'm Corey Brown from Lowndes High, and I play quarterback.
Look, man, it's got to be pretty exciting for you being here at the Corky Kell Classic.
Right.
What does it mean now you're a senior and getting ready to move on, I guess, to the U? Is that what I heard?
Yes, sir. 305, baby.
So what does it mean to be in this classic, in the same classic where the first time ever an out-of-state team, Hoover, is in the mix?
I can say last year they missed us last year. We could have played them last year, but it's a great feeling to be in this classic. I mean, more or less just to get the football feeling back in the Mercedes-Benz, a place where I dream to be playing at on the next level. So I mean, just it's a great feeling to have football back.
Now I hear that you kind of got used to being on the big stage as a little guy. That you played in the Georgia Dome when you were like
Yeah,
10 on the league.
Yeah, yes sir, yes sir. I played. Oh, I don't know. I was probably about 6. We were the All Stars, and that's probably every kid from a grade above me and that's in the class before me right now, and we all played together on the same Pee Wee team.
I hear everybody talk about your leadership. Kind of what are the 3 keys for you as you continue now to lead this team in your senior year?
Really just leading and by example and being more vocal and just overcoming adversity and not letting our team get too down on each other. And we're all going to make mistakes. We're young, so I mean everybody's not going to be perfect. So I mean you can't please everybody. And I mean instead of proving everybody wrong, just prove yourself right.
How exciting is it for you to come out in this time where finally now athletes as collegians can now get a little money, NILs? Are you excited about going to a place like the U?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no place like the U. There's no brand like the U. And I mean, there's a lot of good money down there. And I mean, as great as I play, I mean, I should make way more figures than money than.
Well, I know you and your family are going to be happy about that. Listen,
Absolutely.
One more time, your name, your school, and the number if people want to watch the Corky Kell Classic and zoom in on you.
Car Brown, Lowndes High, number 11, quarterback to the U.
Thank you, sir.
Whatever it is, that was Curry Brown, and again, we had a chance to see him last year for the University of Miami, and played quite well. And like I said again, we're gonna really be looking this year for stories like that. And here's how we're going to really reach out. If you haven't followed our program, one of the things that we like to do is invite you to be a part of the program. So if you have a great story, if you have a young man like Corey Brown, or if you have a college coach, excuse me, a college coach, or college or high school coach that's doing something in the community that we should spotlight, please hit us up. And here's how you do it. You can contact me via email, jsimmons@realtalksports.net, or you can text me at 678-410-9833. Because like I said, again, we would love to bring your story, the good news of sports, on the air, because that's what we do. So again, hit me up, email jsimmons, that's JSIMMONS @realtalksports.net, or you simply can call or text me 678-410-9833, and we would love to, like I said again, have you be a part of our broadcast. Big shout again to everybody who's watching on the replay. Thank you so much. Remember, follow our broadcast. Check us out. We're anywhere on social media. We're at Real Talk Sports number 7. So Real Talk Sports 7, anywhere on social media. Go to YouTube and check out our YouTube channel at Real Talk Sports TV, because we are going to be doing some things and we want you guys to be a part of it. And yeah, like I said again, will help us to grow this channel and help us to grow our coverage here, especially in South Metro Atlanta. Speaking of coverage, I got a chance to peek in on something yesterday that was really, really, really cool. ESPN, along with several other sponsors, including Mercedes-Benz, Los Angeles Rams, Falcons, Minnesota Vikings, and a whole host of other professional teams and advertiser sponsors, reached out. I guess they do this every year. I think this is the 4th year where they literally have a Black Sports Business Expo, and Mercedes-Benz opened up their doors for this to be held inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And literally, they had tables, they had displays, they had this huge stage right there on the floor of Mercedes-Benz, where they allowed primarily Black students to come in and to have a chance to interact and meet with top executives from these teams I mentioned, also from ESPN. Matter of fact, today, the folks from Disney who actually own ESPN will be having another huge event there, trying to get talent. Because see, for a long time, it was said that, especially when I was much younger, the reason why you didn't see more Black people in on TV or in positions of authority and executive level was because we can't find them. Talent pool is too small. Well, fast forward 40 some odd years later, we all realize that's a lot of foolishness. And what corporations are doing now, they're reaching out actively for college students from all over the country, and especially college students from HBCUs. So if you're around, go down to Mercedes-Benz Stadium and go check them out and see if you can Fit in where you get in. As a matter of fact, even if you're older like me, they have a secondary session at 1 o'clock where if you're out of college, you just grown, you can go down check it out. If you really want a career in sports, I don't mean just like doing what I do, coming on the screen. I mean also behind the scenes because that's another place where actually there's even more lack. Cameraman, producers, technical people, and by the way, you can do that forever and a day. So again, check it out. It's at Mercedes-Benz Stadium today. And also, we're going to be in the loop to advertise these events because they do come up usually once every couple of months or once a quarter, if not in Atlanta, to other places around the country. And we definitely want you guys to be a part of that. Or if you have children, or in some cases grandchildren, love to have them be a part of that as well. And we want to let you know how they can do it because so many people I realize love sports and so many people want to be involved. Here's an opportunity to actually not be involved, but get a check. I don't know about you, but we try to get a check. Now, here's the other cool thing. If you say today you want to be a part of this show, we're going to let you do it. And here's how we're going to do it. We're going to post our link for those of you who are watching. We're going to post our link here into the social media page, and we're going to let you guys know how to be on the show. Basically, how's it work? The link will pop up very shortly. And I'm going to type it in right now. To come on the show, what you do is you click onto the link, and what will happen is you can do it either on your phone or on your browser, and it's just like Zoom. All you have to do is put the link in there and click on the link. If you don't want to be on screen with your pretty face or your handsome face, whichever may apply, or if you say, yo, I don't have the handsome face together yet, my hair's nappy, I don't have it lined up. If you're a woman, you say, look, you know what, bro, I don't have the makeup on fleek yet. No worries. You can go on just like on Zoom. We don't have to see you, but we can hear you. And how cool would that to be jump on the Real Talk Sports Show just for a moment and let people see what you got? So come on here, and I'm going to put you on right here. Here it is. For those of you again who are watching, you click on right here. And I'm going to pop it up on the screen so you can see it as well. So maybe you might be able to copy and paste it that way. And there it is. Bam! There it is right there. Click on. You'll come on. I'll see you in the green room, and we'll let you be a part of the broadcast. Just again, a reminder: no cussing, no nasty talk, or the minister will cut you off. I'm just saying because we're trying to. It's Saturday morning. I mean, if you're watching it live, and if you're not watching it live, come on, you need to act right anyway. I'm just saying. Just saying. All right. So the other thing that we have going on this weekend is we got a full slate today and tomorrow of NBA playoffs. We have one playing game left. We have the Bulls that are squaring off against the Miami Heat. We got our own Atlanta Hawks. They said we ain't got time to mess with you up, Miami Heat. The Heat put the beat down on us, swept them last year in the first round of playoffs. Hawks said, nah, we not going out like that this year, yo. And Hawks got them out of there. They went down to Miami and knocked off the Heat 116 to 105. And now they have the wonderful task of taking on the team who many people feel is the second best team in the league, the Boston Celtics. Gang Green is in full throttle. They're going to be a tough out. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, the 1-2 punch. These guys average normally against the Hawks somewhere around 50 to 55 points a game. Al Horford comes off the bench, a six-man, has changed his whole game from being kind of a guy in the post with a pretty good mid-range jumper to being deadly from three-point range. The guy's one of the top three-point shooters in the league coming off the bench. And then of course you got the pain in the behind, the guy that threw Trae Young down to the ground the last time. Marcus Smart will be back in the building. And he won't be in the building. He'll be in Boston. So again, Hawks getting ready. 3 o'clock game. They will be playing on the road in Boston. So again, you guys tune in, check them out. And here's some other breaking news if you haven't heard it. The Hawks are going to actually have a game to watch party at State Farm Arena. So that's right. You can go and cheer the Hawks on like you're, at the game right then and there. You can go check them out. Go to their webpage, AtlantaHawks.com or Hawks.com, either one, and you will be able to find out more information about that. But yeah, they're going to set it up so you can watch the game as if the Hawks were playing here in Atlanta. And then the other thing, I will please encourage you, if you haven't done already, get your tickets to game 3. Get your tickets now because the tickets, especially if they mess around and win in Miami, the tickets are going to go up because everybody's going to be so hyped up and so psyched up for them to win. So I'm just telling you, get your tickets now. And I'm posting this also on some of our Hawks fan pages. A lot of those guys know already, but I'm just letting you guys know, hey man, here's what I'm telling you about the Hawks. I'm thinking again, the Hawks are going to surprise people. Now here's how this works. The key is they have to play the way they have been playing lately. Okay. They're going to have to play team ball. They're going to have to move the ball around. They're going to have to keep um, Boston fully defended at the 3-point range. The one area the Hawks have really been bad at defensively is guarding the 3-point shooters. The Hawks are terrible. And the crazy thing is their shooting percentage from 3-point have went down. So you got a double-edged sword. They're not shooting well consistently from 3 points, and they can't stop anybody from shooting from 3-point range. So hopefully Coach Quinn will somehow solve the mystery of the Hawks not being able to understand how to switch, how to cover their men properly from three, and how to really listen. Guys are going to hit shots. One of the things they always talk about in the locker room, they always talk about it's a make miss league, and I get all that stuff. But at the end of the day, the Hawks have to find some way to be able to slow teams down when they play. And one of the guys that's going to be a big key to that is the guy they brought over this year from the San Antonio Spurs, Mr. DeJounte Murray. And he's going to talk a little bit here. I'm going to go back to an archive clip, let you guys see DeJounte, number one, and hear a little bit about his partnership with Trey Young and what the Hawks can do going forward. Here we go.
They had like 8 threes in the first quarter. You guys were able to shut them down to 22 points in the second, 22 in the third, and 18 in the fourth. Where did you see the shift, and what was that shift that you guys made, especially on the defensive side?
I mean, basketball is a game of runs, and like I kept telling the group, like they made their run, it was making a bunch of threes. It ain't gonna be that way, the whole night. So we gotta continue to fight, and just fight and it'll go our way.
How was it for you?
That was DeJounte Murray, and a lot of people feel really since he's come onto the team that he's really become kind of the de facto leader of the team. No disrespect to Trey Young, who is an all-star level player. We know that. And when he's really on top of his game, he's one of the top 5 players in the league. And I know a lot of shade has been thrown towards him, myself included, because a lot of times Trey seems to lack what many of the Hawks lack. And this is their other problem as far as them winning is situational awareness. But we'll talk about that a little later, and we'll also talk about that leading up and through the playoffs. But you heard DeJounte Murray, you saw kind of his demeanor. He talked about, hey, I told the guys, and I mentioned to them this or that. You see how his cool demeanor is, cool and calm. He's like, he kind of reminds me of the stories that we've seen over the years of Wyatt Earp, the guy that always was like the sheriff in town. He was cool. He didn't care about who the gangsters were. He just, look here, man, you're not doing this in my town. Case closed in the story. I would tell you something about Wyatt Earp. He didn't lose too many battles because he lived to a ripe old age and into his 90s. Okay, so I'm just saying DeJounte Murray is setting a standard, and it's helped the Hawks. Even Trey, granted, he has some lapses, but even his defense is better. Trey's had multiple games since DeJounte has been here where he's had in excess of 3 steals. That's right, Trey Young, Mr. No Defense, 3 steals in the game. So I'm saying again, the Hawks, for them to win, a couple of things. Let's tick it off. Number one, we need them to play a full 48 minutes. Okay. We can't have a situation where they get a lead and then blow the lead in the fourth quarter, especially late in the fourth quarter. So that's number one. The Hawks have to play a full 48 minutes. Number two, they have to play the 48 minutes with a consistency and intensity. They can't go out there and be la-di-da, la-di-do, and, turn it on, turn it off. They have to play with energy consistently and for 48 minutes. Number three, they have to defend the 3-point line. Boston is in the top 3 in the NBA in shooting threes. They have to defend against the 3-point shooters. I'm not going to try to say you're going to shut them down, but you certainly have to find a way to hold them at least somewhat under their average. It doesn't have to be a lot. See, because at the end of the day, Even a good three-point shooting team is going to shoot somewhere in the high 30s percentage wise, maybe around 40. What the game plan is for the Hawks is you want to knock that down if you can to closer to 31. If you can, under 30%. If you can keep the Celtics shooting instead of 4 for 10 or 8 for 20 from the field, you can get them down to 5 for 20 or 6 for 20. That's 6 for 20. You said it was only two shots, but those two shots could be the key to winning or losing the game. So those are my keys. You got to play for 48 minutes. You got to play with some intensity. Those 50-50 balls, loose balls, diving on the ground, you got to do all of that. And last but not least, you have to find a way to defend from three. If the Hawks can do that, they have at least a puncher's chance to, I'm going to say it, win the series. And you say, brother, you out of your mind. I get it. But I'm going to tell you something. There's a history between the Celtics and the Hawks. You know that? There's a history. When these teams get in the playoffs, something happens. It doesn't matter the record, because we had a situation, I saw it with my own eyes. Hawks they were the eighth seed, kind of like this situation, took on the number one ranked Celtics on their way to an NBA title. The Hawks played them in a riveting, spectacular, all-in 7-game series, which is, to me, one of the best series I've ever seen. As a matter of fact, if you go on TikTok, Kevin Garnett says that was one of the best atmospheres that he had played in a playoff series. So I'm just saying, if Atlanta fans come out and they get that energy going that we can do here in State Farm Arena, we could in fact have a situation where the Hawks might shake up the world. Now, again, it would be a monumental task, but it can be done. Just saying. So look for the Hawks to kind of make some noise and try to do what they do. Another guy that's been a pleasant surprise here, I'm gonna let you guys listen to. This was early in the season. A young AJ Griffin, a rookie who has really had some great impact with the Hawks this year.
For you in your young NBA career, what have you learned through these first 10 games in the NBA?
I learned a lot of patience, just being able to make the most of each day. That's what, my dad loves to say, just make the most of each day, be able to, come in with that mindset of getting better each day. You never know when your time is coming. So just be able to stay ready and just, really all glory to God, be able to, just be able to, overcome those obstacles. So, yeah.
I like his. He said, "All glory to God." Amen. So definitely, a young man's got his head screwed on straight, and I think that he also is going to be a factor in this game, because when AJ Griffin gets hot, the Hawks are an even better team. Their bench, one of the best benches in the NBA. So again, it could be they could shake up the world. I'm just saying. Well, speaking of shake up the world, we got some things moving and shaking at WIGO, and I can see in the green room our producer Lady E is in the building. I'm going to bring her on right now. Lady E, what's going on?
Well, hello to you. How are you?
I'm doing great. A beautiful day in the neighborhood here. For those of you watching this and listening to this live, especially those of you listening on the legendary WIGO Pacer 1570, you already know it's almost 70 degrees outside and it's feeling real nice and shiny.
Yes, me too. I am so ready for sunshine, and I like the tropical breeze that comes with that sometimes. So it's my favorite time of year in spring and fall.
She said, "Tropical breeze. I got to put the shades on." That's what it's like when in the tropics, baby. It's chilling. You like, wow, I'm in the situation. Well, look, great stuff going on at WIGO. Tell people a little bit about what happens on Tuesdays and also what happens on Sundays with you.
Oh, yes. Well, get ready for our Tasteful Tuesdays. It'll be right here at the legendary WIGO 1570. Our address is 2424 Old Rex Morrow Road in Morrow, Georgia. We're going to be hosting our Tasteful Tuesdays every Tuesday starting in May this year. So you guys got to come out and hear some great talent, good get some good food. We'll have businesses displaying their goods, so you come out and support them. And if you all have a business that you're interested in displaying at the Tasteful Tuesday events, you can call us at 404 361 1570. That's 404 361 1570, Monday through Friday. And we'll get you on board.
I like the way that sounds. I like it. I like it. I like it. And yeah, people need to come on out and check it out because it is great stuff. I mean, we a lot of people don't know that our station is kind of unique because we're in a suburban environment and actually is in a converted house. So
Hmm.
literally when you come in, you feel at home. And now here's the other cool thing. In the backyard, when the sun comes out for Tasty Tuesdays, you can put your shades on. You can enjoy the food truck. You can have some libations, not too many, because we don't want you drinking and
Okay.
driving. But and we also have our own sound stage in the backyard. That's right. If you're an artist,
Hmm?
okay, you can come on out in the backyard. And it's like a stage. So I'm just saying. All right, speaking of stage, we have to set the stage for our sponsors to come on and tell you a little bit about what they have going on as well. You're listening to the Real Talk Sports Show. We'll be back with more in just a moment. Don't go anywhere, please. Thank you very much. We'll be back.
The day has arrived. It's time to let more people know about your business. You have the right marketing plan and the messaging in place. But do you have the right messenger? Good advertising and promotions need a professional sound so the message can be clearly understood. Don't leave your brand image to chance. Let our team of voiceover experts at CME lend you a hand. Give us a call at 678 304 8121 to find out how we can partner with you to give your business its voice. Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the Vigil Touch to provide excellent customer service works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 678-364-7345 to make an appointment with one of our brand champions or shop 24/7 online at allenvigillincoln.net.
And we are back. Welcome to the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm your host, Minister Jonathan Simmons, and right next to me is our producer and all-around good gal. Lady E is in the building, and once again rocking her Falcons red.
Don't you love it?
Amen. Got it. And speaking of the Falcons, I mean, they continue to make headlines, Lady E. I think that they're really looking to try to put this team back where it belongs, which is in the smack dab in the middle of postseason play.
Yes.
So, what do you
Yes.
think about all these moves they're making?
I saw they just signed Bud Dupree.
Yep.
I was reading on his stats. He had 8 professional sacks in with the Tennessee Titans and the Pittsburgh Steelers. He had 6 with Pittsburgh and 2 with the Tennessee Titans. So pretty good record. He had 68 tackles in 2019. I read as well. So he's going to be one of our rushing uh, people.
See,
So we
see, that's the lady E way of saying he gonna be a bad rusher off the edge. That's what that means, boys and girls. I'm just saying. Yep. So yeah, it's Bud Dupree is a guy. Interestingly enough, when he came out in the draft, that was one of the guys I wanted the Falcons to draft at that time. They decided not to, and he's been an impact player. Now he is coming off of injuries, so
mm,
that's why he's available on this cheap 1 year contract because it's only
hmm
1 year contract that you sign up with the Falcons. But again, this guy can be if he can only give us 90% of the Bud Dupree that we saw coming out of college. This guy could really be a force for the Falcons, especially if we can get him anywhere close to his banner year, which his best year was, let's say, it looks like it was 2019 before the injury at Pittsburgh. He had 11 and a half sacks. And so
Yeah.
again, if we can get that, even the next year at 8 sacks, if we could get 8 sacks out of Bud Dupree, in addition to what we expect to get from some of the other guys, yeah, I mean, it could be must-see TV. I mean, this
Hmm.
Falcons defense could go from being the dregs of the NFL to a team that could really make some noise. And I really do think this. I think now with him, you've got Calais Campbell. And again, I explain to people when these guys come in like this, they're not going to be the players that we saw 3 or 5 years ago. Okay, so don't
Right.
expect that. But again, if we can even get a percentage of what we saw before, and with
Hmm.
Calais Campbell, this guy is just a mountain of a man. I think that not only can he make some impact, he's going to certainly help Grady Jarrett, but also he has been a former man of the year. So the
Mm.
character aspect, this is what's going to add great impact to the team. Plus, he's one of the most respected players in the league. He's going to be a great presence in the locker room as well. So I look for these additions and some of the other guys they brought in, like Jesse Bates III, Kadri Ellis from out of New Orleans. All these guys are stalwart defensive players.
Mm.
Even I can't pronounce his name properly. The guy they got from the Lions, same thing. This is a guy with a first round pick, and this is a guy that if he can again revert back to anywhere close to the form that he had just a few years ago, um, you know the Falcons are going to be a team. I'm gonna just go on right now. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. I'm predicting the Falcons to win 10 or 11 games and go to the playoffs and possibly, that's right, I'm gonna say it, possibly go to the daggone Super Bowl. Now you might
Mm.
say, brother, you out your mind, but no, no. I'm gonna tell you why I say this. The reason why I say this is because the Falcons, the last time they were in a situation like this, where they had to change coaches and go to a new regime, they had two consecutive draft years where they picked key players that were part of the team that went to Super Bowl. And I think that's exactly what they're doing now
Mhm.
with
Mm.
Drake London, with the guys they picked up in this particular draft and in the off season. In terms of, I should say the draft, but in the offseason picks, I think the Falcons, they're going to be nothing nice.
Yeah.
I just think they're going to be a really good team, much better than what most people think.
Well, I
Just
am
saying. So I'm
hopeful.
going on record.
I've still got my naked hand over here.
I think, lady, I think something's happened to your microphone.
Do you hear
So I
me?
can't hear you.
Uh-oh. Can you
Hello?
hear me now? You got
All
me?
right, Lady E, I still got no volume from Lady E. Did you
Oh,
mute yourself by accident?
oh
No?
no.
Okay, Lady E is,
Oh,
I'm not sure. All right, we're going to bring you back. We'll check you again with the green room. Now, I had a provocative title, Lady E. I'm going to leave you on the screen. I'm going to see your facial reaction as we bring in our guest. The title of the show was this. It says, From Freaknik to Football, Women Play for Real in Atlanta. Now, I'll bring on our special guest from the football side. They are part of the all-new women's, that's what I'm saying, women's professional football league. I ain't talking about no lingerie football. I'm talking about real, legitimate football. We got the representatives from Atlanta Rage coming to the building. Come on, ladies. What's going on?
What's up? Good morning.
All right, I got something going on with my volume. Maybe it's just me, guys. I'm going to take a little reboot for a second. I'm going to do a quick little advertisement for one of our sponsors, and then we'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show. Don't go anywhere, because we're going to talk about this thing, because it's real in Atlanta. Hang on. We'll be right back.
Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the Vigil Touch to provide excellent customer service, works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 678-364-7345.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
All right, guys, we're back here with the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm your host, Mr. Jonathan Simmons. Here's what I'm going to do, ladies. I'm going to let you guys chop it up for a little bit. I'm going to have the ladies from the Rage introduce themselves to you. Lady E, like I said again, they are part of the new Atlanta scene here. Women playing real live professional football. Matter of fact, you can see in the background, we yanked them out of practice. So once I get my headsets on so I can actually hear you guys talking, I'll be back. But Lady E, introduce yourself to the women from the Atlanta Rage.
Well, hello, ladies. How are you?
Wonderful.
Good,
How are
thank
you?
I am great. I am with WIGL 1570 here in Morrow, Georgia. I don't know if you've ever heard of us, but on a lot of these type of talk shows where we introduce you all to the community all over. We're abroad, we're across. So a lot of people will be introduced to who you are. So you can go ahead and introduce yourselves if you will.
Hi, thank you so much for having us on. My name is Marlene Davis. I'm the defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Rage.
And I am Coach Callie. I'm the offensive line coach for the Atlanta Rage.
All right. Well, tell us about the Atlanta Rage. How long have you been a part of that?
Well, the Atlanta Rage, this is our inaugural season, actually. And so, which means all of us are first-time coaches with this particular team. The coaches here actually have a lot of background in football, but as far as Atlanta, yeah, we're ready to make a stand here.
Wow. So, where you are?
I'm sorry?
Where are you right now? Where are you?
Right now we are having practice, and we're at South Atlanta High School.
Okay. And you play abroad in Georgia as well as other states, or is it just here?
It's actually the league is nationwide.
Okay.
All over the United States. We have 64 teams.
Wow. How many team members do you have right now in Georgia?
Our roster has 35 women on our team, and then we'll play against teams that are in Florida, Carolina, all in our region until we get to the playoffs, and then when we get to the championship to win that championship.
Well, I'm hoping that will win. I'll probably try to get that I well, sounds exciting.
It is.
All right. Well, our host has disappeared. So what made you all get interested in being a part of the Rage?
So I have played for 20 years, and the opportunity was presented to me to also come out and coach. And so I figured it was time to take the cleats off and share some of the knowledge and the love that I have for the game with these women who are much younger, much more spry, and don't have the knees that I have. So as soon as I was given the opportunity, I absolutely accepted so that we can feed into what women are doing and growing this sport.
Wonderful. And was it hard? Now, you took from a coach, is that correct?
You're breaking up. Repeat that.
You took from another coach? Can you hear me?
No, you're breaking up. I'm sorry.
Wow. The mic. Let's see what's going on. That might be why Jonathan disappeared.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
It's better.
Okay. I was asking you how were you received, and were you came after another coach?
Yes. So the Atlanta Rage is a family type feel to it, right? So when you come in, you're received well, you're accepted. They understand what you bring to the table, and all these women are out here ready and eager to learn. The coaches that we coach with are eager to share knowledge and pour into these girls. So it's a super family atmosphere. We love everybody who's out here. We treat everybody like family, and we learn from one another as much as we can.
Beautiful. Well, I am so proud that you girls are out there doing your thing. Make all of us females proud, to know that we can do anything.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So good luck to you guys.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much. And make sure you guys come out to our first home game, uh, which is April the
29th.
29th.
Oh, wonderful. April. Wow,
Yep.
that's a corner.
And
And we'll,
we'll be at Charles Drew
oh,
High School.
yes, I know exactly where that is.
Yep.
Okay, I'll
And
that
then if
in-
you forget, you have any questions, you can go to atlrage.com. All the information will be there. Ticket links and all that will be there on the website.
wonderful. All right. It's where Donna maybe having more.
Uh-oh, we can't hear you again.
Uh-oh. Wow. Computers are interesting. They have a mind of their own.
For sure.
So elaborate a little more. I'm sorry, put the sunglasses on. Elaborate a little more about you.
These are actually my glasses. It's just a transition.
Very nice.
I started playing football back in 2005 with the Tidewater Floods. That was a long time ago with a whole different league. I moved around a little bit with some different teams, and I spent my greatest amount of time in Richmond, Virginia, with the Richmond Black Widows. So then my career and family situation changed, and I just happened to move to Georgia and realized there was a team here, and I was like, okay, I maybe I'll try to do this again, because I retired in 2017, and so I've been coaching since then.
Wonderful. And tell everybody who you are again.
My name is Marlene Davis, and I'm the defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Rage. I'm also the defensive coordinator for the WFA Team United.
Oh, wow. Very nice. So, how are you feeling about Georgia? I know people they transition here, and
yeah, it is. The jury's still out. I'm still. Everything's okay except the traffic. Oh my gosh, the traffic. But other than that, I'm having a good time.
Wonderful. Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't do anything much about the traffic, but we are grateful.
I stay out of it.
People are being too.
Yeah.
Very nice. So, welcome. I'll say that. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
And the longer you live here, the longer you'll find out how to get around that traffic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I'll tell you guys a little bit about me. I came to this station about 6 years ago. But real name is Erica Holloway, and I was transitioned here through my parents a long time ago, probably before you guys were born.
Never know.
And got into radio but came here 6 years ago. I do a show on Sundays. It's called The History, the Song, the Artist, where I am telling life stories of famous recording artists. I did the story of Maurice White and Earth, Wind, and Fire last year. I just finished that story, and I am now on Faith Evans, the life story of her. And I try to get the life stories from the actual artist is a part of. That way I get the truth instead of the exact. So, yeah, very interesting story. She goes from the sung in church to the time she married Biggie. She said there was a rumor that they got married in 9 days. She said no, it was probably 2 months. So she clarified that rumor. And very smart. She teaches a lot of us who are songwriters how to really protect yourself as far as songwriting and what you're getting if you are a songwriter, a background singer, or whatever you want to do in the music industry. She's a producer, a songwriter, background singer. She's all of that. So I have a different respect for her now, knowing her life story, which
Okay,
is excellent. Yeah, yeah.
that's
So I
awesome.
made that. So
Um,
Thursday at
I,
5.
I'm
Hey, Jonathan.
Praise the Lord, we're back. What boy? Woo.
You're
I
back.
tell people all the time, live radio and live TV is no joke. Them
right.
squirrels get in the machine and we all done. I don't know what happened, but somehow I couldn't hear anything. I had to come out, switch to another browser, but thank God I'm able to be here with you ladies. So good to meet you and
You
see
as
you in person.
well.
Yes, we
So now you guys are in the middle of practice, right? I mean, I can see
We
people
are.
Yeah,
running
we
behind
are.
you.
I was just about to say that, we're very, very grateful to be here on your show, but we actually got to get back to practice. We have
I
a
gotta go.
game next Saturday, and we got to drill in on these players. So we got to kind of jump back in.
Right. No, we understand that. We actually gonna have you guys back on our Tuesday night show.
Wonderful.
We
Can't
hope
Okay.
wait.
we hope to get a woman that to come on, the lovely Miss Candace Mitchell. She's been on our show before.
Okay.
She's
Yeah.
kind of jammed this morning, so hopefully we can have her on Tuesday night. And
Okay.
also Tyrone Poole, a two-time Super Bowl champion, so we can really kind of get in some chop up some football because
That's
he's gonna
great.
hit you
That's
ladies
great.
with some X's and O's. We really
Oh, for
can't do
Absolutely.
that
sure. For
today
sure.
because
Absolutely.
just saying. Well, listen, ladies, appreciate you. How can people follow you? Website or social media?
atlrage.com is our website. ATL Rage
On TikTok,
on TikTok as well.
Atlanta Rage on Instagram.
That's it.
All right, guys, you got it right there. That's the real situation from the Atlanta Rage. But like I said, here in Atlanta, these women don't play. All right, guys, we
Thank
appreciate you. Look
you.
Thank you
forward to
so much
having
for
you
having
with
us.
us on Tuesday. God bless.
ah,
Yeah, so that was a little crazy there for a while. We had not sure what our technical difficulties were going on there, but we could not pop on with you guys. So appreciate you, Lady E, for holding it down with
yeah. And
the ladies from the Atlanta Rage.
you had me test my interviewing skills for
Yeah,
sure.
and you did a fine job, I might add, a fine job. So again, we appreciate you for jumping in there and helping us out because like I tell people, live, anything, anything can happen. And
Yes.
so today, anything did happen. For some reason, I couldn't hear. I mean, like anything. It was
Oh,
like your lips were moving, and it looked like one of those old movies I used to see back when I was a kid. They had the movies
yeah.
imported from Hong Kong, the kung fu movies. They got to be. You need to stop.
Oh my goodness.
So that's how it was. But yeah, we appreciate you. Appreciate all those of you who, obviously watching us live, listening to us live on the legendary WIGO Pacer of 1570 AM. Remember, you also can check them out online at WIGO1570.com. And here's the other cool thing. You can actually access them through an app. There's a free app called TuneIn. It's free. Now, I know at the beginning they'll ask you, hey, do you want to have a membership? Now, just click the X out, get out of there, and it's a free app. You put in WIGO in the search engine, and voila, we'll be broadcasting to you whatever time that you are listening. So cool stuff going on. Lady, one more time, how can people find you? I know, again, you got a show coming up, and also let people know if they can find you on social media.
Absolutely, for sure. First of all, the show is called The History, the Song, the Artist. I was just explaining that to the young ladies. I've been talking about the life story of Faith Evans, who is also called the First Lady of Hip Hop. Um, she tells an incredible story of when she first started singing in church at 3 years old. She was singing that Pebble song from the Flintstones, Let the Sun Shine In, and tore the church down doing that. So you can tune in every Sunday right here on the legendary WIGO 1570. Like Jonathan was saying, go to WIGO1570.com or go to the TuneIn app and search for WIGO 1570. It's at 5 p.m. on Sundays on the legendary WIGO 1570.
Plus, guys, on a Sunday afternoon, you want to hear that melodious voice in your ear anyway. I'm just saying. All right, lady, again, we appreciate you. Thank you. And until next week, God bless.
God bless.
You guys, we'll wrap it up here. Like I said again, I'm your guy, the minister, Jonathan Simmons. Just want to say to you that we appreciate you for watching us. And before I sign off, I got to put the ministerial hat on real quick. Listen, if you don't know the Lord Jesus Christ, your personal Savior, I'm going to say, please, ma'am, please, sir, get to know him today. Nobody loves you like Jesus. He's the one that died for you. We just had the Resurrection Sunday last weekend. Man, it's real. I mean, that's why this is called Real Talk Sports. It's real talk to you. I mean, look, here's the beauty. When you repent of your sins and believe that Jesus Christ died and then rose from the dead for you, a couple of great things happen. Number one, you become a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. And number two, you become an adopted child of God with all the rights therein. That means you now can go to God like a loving parent, asking for anything that you need or desire, and according to his will, he'll grant it to you. And then if and when you die, you go to that lovely place called heaven. No pain, no pandemic, no bad people anywhere. The whole city is illuminated with the glory of God, so it never gets dark. There's no nighttime. Every building adorned with the most beautiful jewel you can think of. Matter of fact, the streets are paved with a gold. It's so pure that's translucent. And you avoid that nasty place called hell, where all the things that are going to be in heaven will not be in hell. So it's bad people everywhere. It stinks. It's dreary. It's painful. And most of all, you cut off from God, Jesus Christ, all the people that love God, and a lot of people that love you forever and a day. I don't know about you guys, but I like option number one instead of option number two. Hey, listen, thank you again so much for joining us here. To the people on the legendary WIGO 1570, pace setter 1570 AM. Hey, man, keep it locked. We got great R&B music. We have more talk shows coming up. So keep it locked right there. For those of you who normally watch me, hey, same thing. Go to WIGO and check them out. Great, like I said, great station, R&B, gospel, some blues. Where do you hear blues anymore? You don't. And great talk shows from local and even national DJs and hosts. So yeah, man, check us out. Do something a little different. And here's the other thing. If you ever thought about doing your own show, good news, we can put you on the air. That's right. We are what we call a community lease station. That's right. You can lease the airtime yourself and be on the air with your own show. Yep. So if you want to do that, here's a cool thing. I'm actually an account rep for them as well. So you can call me. Let me put it up here on social. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's not the one I want. Here we go. You can call me 678-410-9833, or you can shoot me an email, jsimmons@realtalksports.net, and I'll be your account rep. We'll get you on the air. You maybe have Lady E to be your producer, who knows? But yeah, you can do your own show. And also, if you want to advertise, because we have hundreds, sometimes even thousands of folks that will listen to our archive broadcast and watch them. Hey, same thing. jsimmons@realtalksports.net, or you can call me 678-410-9833, and you'd be stunned at how reasonable our advertising rates are. Matter of fact, we can even come out there and do the show right from your spot. I'm just saying. All right, remember, follow us on social media anywhere at Real Talk Sports, the number 7. You can follow me personally at Minister J Sim. And please go to our YouTube page, Real Talk Sports TV, and subscribe. We need you. Just say it. All right, guys, listen, we hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I hope that you are able to enjoy it, or evening, whichever may apply. Again, we appreciate all those of you who tuned in here on the Real Talk Sports Show, even via archive or replay. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right. Until next time, God bless you and have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, whichever may apply. So long.